Now this is Foyer Acres, the largest development right here in Choa Chu Kang. We're heading in to look at this newly MOP executive condominium. Follow PropertyLimBrothers on this 2+ study home tour. Let's go. Alright, so I know a lot of you are excited about Foyer Acres. Now the reason is because this is the largest development right here in Choa Chu Kang. So just have a look at the setup of Choa Chu Kang, private condos and apartments and ECs. Now you have the first two projects that was in Northvale as well as Warren. These are the two projects that are closest packed to the Choa Chu Kang MRT station. Another project called Palm Gardens, and there are another 3 EC developments that have sprouted out over the years, namely Casa, you have Rainforest, Wandervale as well, and that more or less comprise the entire setup of the private properties right here within Choa Chu Kang. And usually when our government want to sprout out a new town, what they will usually do is that they will kickstart off with HDB apartments first. And right now, in terms of its status, you'll get to see that Foyer Acres is being surrounded by, firstly, properties that are going to hit their MOP very soon around us in terms of its HDB housing enclave, as well as some of the HDBs that has been created in the mid-2000 season. So I have to give you a brief backdrop on the EC status here, because executive condominiums and condos are slightly different in the sense that there is a slightly longer occupation period required by the first-hand owner when they first bought this from the developer. So the land right here is sitting on a land age of 99 years, starting from 2014. This was TOP'd in the year 2018. A lot of HDB upgraders as well as first-hand condo buyers, they're actually waiting for this project to hit the MOP maturity date. So this year, batch 1 and 2 owners that first bought from the developer are going to hit their MOP date, and this unit that I'm standing in right here is a 2+ study at 872 square feet, and it's going to hit its MOP in March 2023, and that gives you an opportunity to own one of the properties right here in Foyer Acres. When it was first launched by MCL Land, it was also having a lot of hype. Now one of the reasons was because this was one of the first EC to challenge the fact that it has a full suite of options for home buyers, starting from 1-bedder all the way towards 5-bedder. Just have a look at the 2+ studies right here. You have approximately about 137 units. In terms of 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms type, they're quite evenly spread in terms of their quantity. Just by looking at how Foyer Acres has performed with some of the units being sold pre-MOP, if I were to bring out this graph from square foot, you can already see an uptrend graph that is moving upwards, and that shows a kickstart of a healthy transaction volume as well as price movement. And that is extremely important, because if you were to buy into a project with a bigger transaction volume, over the next 5 to 8 years, the price appreciation factor coming from the valuation movement will be dependent on the number of transactions that you see on a quarter-to-quarter and a year-to-year basis. And having a unit in a condo with 1,300+ units, that will also ensure that you have a healthy density and a healthy transaction volume. Now I want to talk a little bit about the interior first. When our owners first bought this place, they pumped in close to about $80,000 to re-renovate the place. And one key highlight is definitely the deck-turned kitchen countertop. Now because this is scratch-proof, is stain-proof, is heat-resistant as well, our owners wanted to swap the kitchen countertop to a more durable kind of material so that it can last for many years to come. And if you notice, in terms of the carpentry work that's being done here, if I were to start from the walkway, you'll get to see that there are a lot of thought process being done just on this huge panel right here at the start point of your home. And I love the fact that when they planned for the carpentry system, they created micro segments right here for you to put in like your own storage materials, so have a lot of different pockets of space for your shoe. Now the 872 square feet has this walkway before you come into your dining kitchen as well as your living space. So I want to show you study room first, because this study room has been fully revamped by our clients. So they got this vinyl that was made in Spain, and they also flew in this special wallpapers that came from Italy. 2-seater, yourself and your spouse are going to enjoy working from home right here, because this study room is actually quite deep in nature, and at the same time it has an opening towards the balcony facing towards the pool. What I will do firstly for this study room is that if you have a young baby at home, this can be transformed into a room with a baby cot as well as your baby toys right here. So corner right here will be perfect for a baby cot, and of course this corner towards the back, you can just pump in shelves with your baby toys right at this direction. And this has a walkout directly to your balcony as well towards the front. If you want it to be a permanent study room, you can do up a flush system from the left towards the right corner with a nice longish tabletop towards with the top hung right here, and towards the back you can still do up a thin layer of bookcase towards this direction. So overall it's going to look perfect. The space orientation is pretty nice in the sense that if I were to bring out the 2-bedder, the 2-bed 2-bath, the 2+ study as well as the 3-bedder, the 2+ study surprisingly has a very nice sizable study space, and it's just a small little difference towards the 3-bedder. And most of the time when you want to decide whether to go for a 2+ study, 2-bedder or 3-bedder, one key component is to firstly look at the price. First pricing analysis is to look at within the project in terms of selection on whether should you go for the 2-bed, 2+ study and 3-bedder. And this is what we call the floor plan disparity effect from bedroom type to bedroom type. So firstly, if you look at some of the asking prices right here in Seoul Acres right now, 2-bedders are going for at about the mid 900,000s. If you were to look at the 3-bedder version, there are technically two types of 3-bedder. Now the first one will be the standard 3-bedroom without the utility room, and of course the bigger version will be the 1,000 odd square feet with the utility room, currently asking for about 1.3 plus to 1.4 million. The 3-bed standard version, which is at about 936 square feet, those are asking for about 1.2 plus to 1.3 million. Now, and when you come back to the 2+ study that we're standing in now, this is 872 square feet. Asking price for this unit is at $1.089 million. So if you're a family that wants to have a minimum of 2-bedroom, but you want an extra study room either to be used as your baby's room or to be used as your work from home room, but you don't technically need to top up another 200,000 to 300,000 for a proper 3-bedder, then the 2+ study is perfect for you. Something that we also noticed about Seoul Acres is that the amount of facilities right here is just fantastic. The drop-off point is perfectly done, security full on 24/7, basement parking for and connected towards all the towers. There are 13 different towers right here. There's also 2 tennis courts, multi-purpose court with a basketball ring. There's also a table tennis center pavilion. On top of that, 3 main pools. There's kids pool, jacuzzi, spas, as well as kids playground, all within here. In terms of connectivity, you can walk out of the side gate. That will bring you 2 stops towards lot 1, and that is where Choa Chu Kang MRT station is. If you walk towards Teck Whye LRT station, you just need to take 2 stops and that will bring you towards Helion Mall. That is where Helion Residences, the integrated condo, is being connected towards Helion Mall, and that's where Bukit Panjang downtown MRT station is being located. And in future, once Cross Island Line is being done, you're going to be able to connect directly from Choa Chu Kang MRT station straight on towards Jurong, because that will be the main interchange as well. And most importantly is that the pricing difference is also pretty interesting. So what I noticed was that if I were to search for the projects that's nearer to the Choa Chu Kang MRT station, I will only have choices with Northvale at about $1 million, Land Edge from the mid-1990s, and also the Warren at about $1.2 million. And you can also go for Palm Gardens, which has about $1 million in terms of 2-bedder. And of course, this project also started from the 1990s period. And then if I were to look at Casa, Wandervale, as well as Rainforest, there are no 2-bedders for sale at the current moment. And that means that at this point in time, I only have 2 choices to either select Palm Gardens or Northvale, or Seoul Acres, which is at $1.089 million, being the newest development. And the moment I hit into Bukit Panjang, somehow the price just escalated, because at the Tannery currently, the 2-bedders are asking for about $1,300 plus per square foot, and somehow for Helion Residences, because it's an integrated development, is asking for about $1,800 plus per square foot. There is a PSF difference from Seoul Acres towards the Bukit Panjang region, and somehow for Seoul Acres, it seems to hit a couple of sweet spots right. Firstly is a brand new MOP executive condominium, and then it is $1.089 million, which is below the $1.2 million range. And then of course in terms of PSF, for a new project at $1,200 plus $100 per square foot is considered pretty decent, and everything seems to fit in to be a nice entry point with a 2+ study layout. And it is also pretty surprising to know that because this is a big development, in terms of the share value and share load for owners is slightly lower, so you're only paying about $690 odd per quarter, which is about $200 odd per month. And in terms of monthly maintenance, to enjoy so many different facilities right here, I think it's pretty awesome. And let me bring you towards the balcony space. I think something very interesting is that our owners actually done up this portion right here, pretty soft material, pretty interesting. I was talking about this part here, which actually you can put in an additional kind of dryer system if you want to, or you can use this as a natural clothes drying zoning. And if you notice, our owners has already zip tracked the entire balcony, so you can close out everything. You can pump your aircon if you have friends coming over. You can also utilize this to be like a mini little coffee table space. TV console panel here also have loads of storage towards the side and the bottom, and L-shaped corner sofa right here. And if you notice also, dining space here, you have like a nice gourmet counter right here that you can put in your water dispenser, you can put in your coffee machine. So a lot of micro storage space. You can put in your cutleries here as well, so easy to serve. Beautiful corner. What you can do is you can go back. I think that was like 5 years or 8 years back. A lot of people were building the kind of L-shaped corner sofa dining space, and then you put in like a square table here. And then when you sit here, you can chit chat with your family that's doing cooking, that's in the living area, that's in the balcony. You can still watch TV, you can work here. So I think this can be a very nice L-shaped panel with bottom storage below the bench, as well as top hung storage right here on the left and right flank. So you don't technically have to put in chairs, but if you want to put in, you can go up to maybe about 8 or 10 seater. So that's fantastic. And then as you come to the kitchen, also pretty surprising that actually Sim Lian has a lot of thought process in terms of like its storage space. So this is like a washer cum dryer right here. You also have storage at the top. Our owners changed this to be like a see-through glass for their wine storage, as well as you're going to see a lot more storage space here. Soft closure. You have a built-in oven as well as induction cooker. So I'm going to bring you towards the bedroom. This room right here is currently being used as storage. If you were to transform this room, here you can easily put in a queen bed. Wardrobes are perfectly well maintained. You also have the kind of rainbow blind with alternating kind of system right here. Window panels is actually up to waist height. In terms of flooring, it's the same vinyl flooring that has been redone by our clients. Also done with wallpaper right here. I'm going to bring you towards the common bath. Our owners have actually modified this bathroom a little bit compared to the one that they got for the developer. Is that they first open up this area, so this is for like easy access to a lot of things. You don't always have to like open up this part, so they actually shave off this portion right here. Flooring is also pretty different. So this is a little bit more the modern classic style, in the sense that you have a nice epoxy material that they have overlaid here. Here is a matte epoxy finishing, and I'm going to bring you towards the master. So firstly, I heard that this is a Chanel inspired kind of design, and of course this is the place for you to put in all your handbags. And sliding panel door. This is the darkened version for the external panel. King bed. Surprisingly, you can fit into a 2+ study. A full height panel, windows that see through towards your pool view. As we move into the ensuite, a matte finishing right here, so that the safety features, so it's a little bit more rugged, and you don't slip right here. So I would say that the 872 square feet seems to be pretty balanced, in the sense that you have 2 good sized bedrooms, you got a study area, and most importantly is that this is a fully renovated unit. And which brings us to the last point, is that sometimes you might be wondering, hey Mel, should I go for a unit that is like not renovated, and I'll do up everything myself, pumping probably about $80,000 to $100,000 to renovate the place? I would say that that would then depend on your preference on renovation. If I were to just look at the cash positioning, let's say if you're contemplating 2 units and you have one unit that's asking for $1.05 million that is not renovated, and then this one at 1.089, but we have already $80,000 renovation being pumped into it for the last 5 years. Of course, renovation has depreciation value, but most importantly is that this saves you time easily for about 2 to 3 months of renovation. You can just move it immediately after completion. But if I were to just take this number and I were to just go from a perspective of how much you need to sink in for this 2 property in terms of investment, is that firstly you have 25% down payment, out of which 5% is cash. And let's just talk about the cash component. So cash component for non-renovated is here. Cash component for renovated is actually here. But on top of that, you had to put in maybe about 80,000 more to do a fresh renovation. And then that will bring your total investment in terms of cash to be this difference. And take note that when you buy a renovated unit, the 5% is on the entire sum. And that is why your entry cash positioning into the property is actually lower if you were to use your own hard cash savings to do up the renovation. So sometimes a lot of young couples, when they kickstart their first property purchase journey, they're hunting for renovated units, and that is the key reason, because they want to minimize the cash outlay that they have. They rather use that $80,000 to get a car so that they can travel around.
Emptied out my soul, You've heard it all before, honest but I know.
So if you like what you see here and you want to have a look at the physical space and you want to visit Seoul Acres, just give a call to our listing managers, Ayu and Angela. The numbers and details are right down here as well as in the description box. And you can also head on to the landing page on PropertyLimBrothers.com to have a look at the virtual tour floor plan and more details about this 2+ study that we're currently marketing it in the market. And once again, thank you for staying tuned with our home tours at Property Lim Brothers. My name is Melvin Lim, co-founder and CEO of Property Lim Brothers. And meantime, take care, always happy to show the place. If you want to walk out from your main gate, you walk towards Keat Hong. Keat Hong or Keat Y? Keat Y, okay. If you want to understand, it's okay. Okay. 诶，什么？不懂了。